You ever heard that song? Do da do da do da do da. Here I am, only living boy in New York. Gets the news he needs from the weather report. I get the news I need from the weather report. And that's what most people watch the news for. I think is for the weather report. All the other stuff is like, not most people are gore seekers. A lot of people don't give a shit about sports. The whole world is watching. 1.8 billion people are watching. How many people are on the planet? About 8, probably more. 1.8 billion. So about one, it's not the whole world watching. It's a lot less than the whole world. If 4.8 billion people were watching the World Cup final, then you could say, wow, man, most of the world is in front of a boob tube watching this advertising, man. But that's not true. So, and people always say that, America, you're watching, the world is watching. It's like, customers, be like Jeff Bezos, be afraid of letting down the customer, because then you won't be able to sell them stuff and be influential. Don't be afraid of that. Don't think like a Tech Corp CEO. Okay, they don't think right. Their brains aren't in the right place. They're not functioning right. They're like Mel Brooks, man. 12 chairs. Hope for the best, expect the worst. Okay, I'm the living embodiment of the Lord's Prayer. Okay, how can you hope for the best if you're not the living embodiment of the Lord's Prayer? And what do you expect? People to live the Lord's Prayer, because it's the best. So how do you expect the worst? I don't expect the worst. I didn't expect, to feel sick this summer and have all this shenanigans and all this bullshit and cramp parasites in my salad through bad agriculture because you guys are assholes. No, I did not expect that. Well, you talk about beauty and you talk about booty and you talk about truth at $10,000 a show, right? So that's why I'm living embodiment of the Lord's Prayer, and I don't think like a Tech Corp CEO. Well, because they suck. They're like the 12 chairs. Hope for the best, expect the worst. Let's get okay. The only way to hope for the best is teach the truth. Right? We are like Amish people. No, they're not Christians. Because Christians don't hide under a mass murdering corporation tax shelter and think that their religion is going to take them to a magic place in the clouds. As it is in heaven, so shall it be on earth. Grow the fuck up, witness. Hey, is that Harrison Ford? Okay. Tommy Lee Jones is casing him, right? He's the fugitive. According to the fields, the Philistines are at my heels. That's why I've got to run, 'cause I'm the fugitive. If there is one thing I'm to say, I'm not doing any sad times. For what I don't know now, know now, know now. I'm not doing any sad times. That's why I've got to go. There's nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. It's the 21st century. I'm in control of quantum computing because I am the focal point of the truth. I am the religious person that will not hide under tax shelters to invent a place I call heaven right here. Okay. Don't think like a Tech Corp CEO. They sucks. Yeah. I was out there, I was connecting to Jenny, and Jenny tells me, about my dad and my family. She says, you could irritate them a lot less than they irritate you. It's real easy for you not to irritate them. You're an exquisite listener. Yeah, I know that. Okay, well, hope for the best, expect the worst. Tell your tech support I said go fuck himself. Okay? Don't like him. Okay? Never did. Okay? What they do is, they invent agendas. They invent a God. And then they repackage and remarket the God every century or millennia, whether it needs it or not. I'm just kidding. It usually needs it. Of course it does, because it's hope for the best, expect the worst. It's 12 chairs. One of them has money in it. Which one is it? Right? Do you understand? Hey, look, it's marathon oil thing. Yeah. Guys, corporations don't care about killing dead people. Why do you think you live in an apartment complex next to the freeway? Why do you think they sell you houses next to the freeway? Okay, if you were forgiving debt and trespass and loving one eternal faithful peace and living the religion of Earl Parsons. Okay. No, not the corporation of the Amish paradise churning butter all the time, okay? I'm talking about the religion of Earl Parsons. I'm talking about the living Messiah. I'm talking about the living embodiment of the Lord's Prayer and will not waver and doesn't invent a magic place to live up in the clouds, being king of the satellites. No, I'm talking about me, okay? Okay, I'm talking about Earl, okay? You know, the Messiah. I'm not talking about Constantine and Jerome's corporate greed with a bank, and that bank is responsible for how much mass murder in the name of, quote, religion, that a Tech Corp CEO thinks that I'm like, we gotta de-weaponize AI. Guys, AI is for banking. Banking's the world's first prostitution. That's using sex as a weapon, right? Who was it that sang that? Was that Pat Benatar? I like Pat Benatar. My sister really likes Pat Benatar. My favorite Pat Benatar song is written by a guy named Navarro. It's called We Belong. Damn good tune. Yes. Anybody else? I have that on me in MP3. I like the shit out of it. It's really good. I like it better than Love is a Battlefield. Yeah, Love is a Battlefield, that's if you're wrapping stuff in plastic containers, labeling it organic, and then going around to airport lounges with your Capital One bank card, killing Patrick's grandparents with the flare-ups. And see, these are people like my Shelby and my Trisha. Okay. The NFL sees them as a charity to write off on their taxes. That's pretty fucked. Yeah, I know. Hope for the best, expect the worst? No, I always expect the best because I hope for the best because I'm the living embodiment of the Lord's Prayer, and I'm not churning butter in an Amish paradise in Pennsylvania pretending that my brother is Joaquin Phoenix and we're all wearing aluminum foil things to keep the guys from, swing away, right? Throw water on them, right? So, you know me. Woman accused of killing a man, shooting father of her child at store. Bad brain activity, If someone's sleeping and having sex with someone else, let them go. I understand how infuriating it gets when the passion hits you and people are trying to breed you off the planet and people are trying to take your children away and have them trained by murderers in the military and they're Tech Corp CEOs. I understand. Earl understands, Lauren is only human. Don't think I ain't been through the same predicament. Okay. Jesus had me call ahead when Nate had all the guys at NSI fucking my wife at the bar to try to bring down my status. And that's when the kids, through Dooney, the little Cheyenne kid. Well, how about your wife? I know you're not her type. Thor or Eli, more or less. And he goes, what? He looked at me. Goes and runs and tells Robert and I'm in deep, Dad knows. Some of these guys are doing his wife at the bar. He knows. Okay. What? All this time he's been, here, he's the Rock, right? And that's when I'm in deep and Robert came up to me, Roberto, Robert Nate Nice came up to me and said, Dad, you're him. You're the dude from Lewenda, man. You're the guy from Lewenda. You're the one who told us, respect Oscar, he's one of us. He's no, every time you turn around, he talks shit about you, says you're the weakest person on the unit, that you buy into the kids. Yeah, because his legs are ashy. His grandma and grandpa are Chima and Chella, and they do have a son-in-law named Jeff. And they both went to night school. She got a C plus and he got a D minus. He had to go back and take it again. And what happened? Tiffany Haddish took him in a wrestling ring and farted on him. I thought it was on TV. No, it's Kevin Hart. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm being like John C. Reilly in counseling on Step Brothers. Yeah, okay. You're funny. Average triples. We usually don't get so many triples this time of year. There's something different going on with the way we're doing things wrong. Okay. We're doing things radically wrong. That's why we had a 7.4 earthquake today in Colombia, and people were served up to the beast in inefficient housing, and you can send lots of money to their charities. They can write it off on their taxes. Hope for the best, expect the worst. I give you these 10 commandments, right? It's the reason why, that on that History Channel thing, and they showed that picture of what Jesus would look like, and he looked like Mel Brooks, and it's like, no, I only kind of looks like I could be related to Mel Brooks now. It's because I've been chemically poisoned by his business partners. If you go back and look at those videos, Upside Down, Unity is Better Than Nations, and whatever the other one is on that Earl Parsons one, because they're the only ones on there, you'll see me back, before, right around when after I started working at Fiesta Foods, before the chemical poisoning really set in and before they gave me my Moderna vaccine. It's hard. Once you get it in there, it's hard to get it out. And then every time you get on it and you get going, they reboot it. And then, hope for the best, expect the worst. No. They're all the same. I had the same, I got the Moderna virus, which, I got treated very similarly, whether or not it was Lujan Grisham as governor or Suzanne Martinez. Yes, okay. It's just where the technology's at, guys. Okay, anytime I get treated better, it's because of me. Anytime I get treated worse, it's because of you. David Rockefeller and Rothschild are collecting all the evidence, okay? They did it with my family, my family, my very own family, okay? Instead of standing up for their brother with overwhelming evidence that he's the Messiah and went into the bowels of hell and redeemed the Gospels by remaining faithful under the worst conditions, they voted for Donald Trump and sent their son off to get COVID in Georgia trying to promote him. Okay? Susanna Martinez and the Koch brothers paid for their kids' college, and now he's involved in name, image, of likeness instead of standing up for the Lord's Prayer, so we don't have, people sexually hazing each other because, they get paid a lot of money and they're big rock stars and they're pimp daddy Nashes. That's what Johnny McCann said about Chris Jans. He says he recruits dogs. But the thing about it is every once in a while he gets kind of lucky, and just getting lucky. Some of the kids are pretty good. Some of the kids are pretty good kids and have been good friends to Johnny McCann's. I liked Mr. McNair. We met briefly, but he's not a bad kid. Chris Jans's kids were different than Paul Rear's and Marvin Minzy's kids. It's just a different personality and different way. Marvin's more of a family guy, and Chris Jans, you can get a winning attitude kind of thing, and winning attitude sometimes has a little bit of Cobra Kai instead of Koala Kai, and I like Marvin a lot. I never met Chris Jans. I like Paul. Paul's a straight-laced guy that gets very uptight. Marvin's a fun dude. I really like Andre. We never met. I only met through his father, and I met Tammy through her husband, but I like them a lot too. Yeah, I like Marvin and Tammy and Andre a lot. Yeah, they're a pretty positive crew. They know how messed up the business is, but you can get in the business and try to make the best of it and try to survive it to the best of your abilities. It's really hard. I don't judge people. I'm not that type of person. Earl is only human. Don't think I have been through the same predicaments. I've been through worse than most of you have ever thought about being in your entire life. Did you ever stand up to shut down Fort Huachuca and human trafficking in 2009 and 10 all by yourself and have everybody else, hide under their careers and their bad science projects and their egos? And then say you're doing it all wrong? It's like, oh, yeah, I'm the living embodiment of the Lord's Prayer. And you're an asshole using technology to keep your money, and I'm doing it all wrong. Right? Shit. Wow. No, you don't even. So you're like Ricardo Samaniego, man, doing El Paso. What's El Paso like? This is my own backyard. It's mi barrios primero homes. You think they'd stand up and say, the Messiah, Ralph Earl Parsons Jr., north of San Diego, he's worked his ass off. We were scared, but we're not scared anymore, And you don't hope for the best and expect the worst. When you understand the best and you share the best, you always hope the best will overcome the world, and you expect it. Well, because truth is truth and lie is lie. Good is good and bad is bad, and right is right and wrong is wrong. All right. Well, I was thinking about today because my buddy Dot Gunter, all that talk of shit you talk about, Ralph, it's like, Dot don't know. Dot not a nice little figure, and she'd been fun to have sex with. Okay. Okay. You sit there and you after the facts when they screw you over. But the thing is, the only one I really was interested in continuing to have sex with for the rest of my life was Yolanda. Okay. Guys, I knew by the way we exercised and all that Stephanie would be a better sexual athlete than Yolanda. Okay. But my sex life was a shorter span of time with Yolanda, but it was better with Yolanda than it was with Stephanie, because Stephanie was damaged by sexual abuse and made sex hell. The first month was kind of fun, but the war broke out and she was sleeping 12 hours a day. I was sleeping 4 hours a day. If I tried to get comfortable, she kept me awake and has insecure, and you don't love me. It's like, no, we're on a twin bed and my back hurts and you're all upon me and I can't relax. So I'd lay on the floor and then she'd crawl behind me and cry, you just went. And then one time when she said something to me and I was half asleep and hadn't slept for days, and I said Law instead of Stephanie, and she threw a fit. And I'm like, I was engaged to your cousin for almost 2 years and then you threw this up on me. And I'm like, it's don't, Stephanie, I did not screw around with Miriam on Law. Okay. And Miriam was here the whole time. I did not have sex with Dot. I did not have sex with a lot of women that showed expressed interest. Okay. And you asked me to take a chance on you and to send out for you, and I've known you real well, and I did know her real well. I didn't know her as well as I thought. Guys, do you know you as well as you think you know yourself? You'll get involved in businesses that mass murder people to keep you powerful and influential with your money, and won't stand up for Jesus Christ, even though you pray to him constantly and say you love him with all your being, and you know you're full of shit. You know that we are freaks, supersonic. Man, you voted for president. You voted for the Patriot Act. You voted for quantum computing. You voted for the surveillance net to keep your money safe. You voted for Meta. You voted for all this stuff, right? Okay. Like our things with, I was sitting there thinking about good old Barack Obama. What got me going online was to protect him from assassination attempts and draw the ire of all the religious radicals to me, because I was in a secure place according to a hitman for the mob. Or Sierra Vista was a safe zone, so it was hard for people to assassinate you. They had such surveillance in such a way that it was really hard to get anything done to promote us, to kill somebody and political agendas and stuff. One of the safest places, if you're a political figure or a central figure in the world, is Las Cruces and Sierra Vista, because of its military and its. They don't care about the whole, the cancer clusters around Sierra Vista. They don't. It's for the greater good. If Minutemen the Minutemen die from the cancer because they're constantly in it every day trying to play Border Patrol. Border Patrol dies? Yes, of course. They're taking one for the team. But as far as, the surveillance, the golf community, okay, no, not a cancer cluster, okay. Between the golf community and, the people that could get there to try to kill the people in the golf community in Sierra Vista, yes, cancer cluster. Not cancer cluster, the white balloons and the things that they use to make sure that no one gets to the golf community, golf gated community in Sierra Vista. You see what I'm saying? Oh, they feel confident and secure. They're so safe, especially safe from wackadoodles like me. It's kind of, when you sit and look at it, like a thief in the night, and you go read the Bible, and it's like, yeah, it's a lot like that. Are you sure you want to be a thief, son? I'm not like that at all. They want to be thieves. They're trying to steal the gospels from the line of me, and it's not happening at all. No way. Yeah. Okay, get hands-on training and train yourself to be a tech. You don't need to. Pretty soon, any kind of things like this that involve this kind of stuff, especially working on vehicles and stuff that can be toxic and stuff that kills Morgan Freeman but not Jack Nicholson, that will be done by robots. Yeah. Garbage, sewage treatment, things like that will all be handled by robots. Okay, because those guys don't need to be involved in that kind of toxic of environment and stuff like that. So we move it into places. It's handled by robots. Anything that gets toxic or puts out toxic fumes, it's handled and neutralized and spread out, and negated, and doing the composting, all that kind of stuff. That if you're around it too much, it'll make you sick. That's what robots are for. That's what robots are for. Keep smiling, keep shining. That's what we need robot for. It's not a labor force. It's just a way to use technology to make life better for everybody. Like Haile Selassie said, anything you acquire through learning, when you use it for selfishness, you gain all the wisdom. Hello, McBacon, McFly. Hope for the best, expect the worst. You're a money-grubbing, murdering moron. Do you understand? Yeah, there'll be a lot less reasons to cut people up and cut their bodies up and repair them and send them back into the salt mines and send them living next to Marathon Oil. Hope for the best, expect the worst. They can't do anything about it. I'm not picking on these kids. Okay? They're just doing their jobs. Because if they try to get up and do what I'm doing, a lot of people can't survive the torture of the U.S. military that think they're better than me, especially with their Tech Corp CEOs. Yeah. Asshole. Carol. They try to sweet talk me. No, I don't get, no, I have no hard feelings. I know how trapped and how brain damaged and abused Max and Emmy's mommy is. Okay, I've really got, you know, she's it does not feel nice. It's a Fleetwood Mac song, and I like Christine McVie too, but it does not feel nice. She's in way over her head, and it doesn't feel me. And she thinks my mood is like a circus wheel. I'm changing all the time. Are you serious? I'm the living embodiment of the Lord's Prayer. I've been this way for 10,000 freaking years there. Okay, I have to be entertaining in the 21st century to keep their fucking attention. You're funny. I know. Trust me, you get a lot of people. He's not as funny as he thinks he is. No, I'm funnier than you think I am because you're stupid. You just don't get the jokes. It's like, what was he talking about? I don't know. I'm stupid. Was it talking about fucking somebody in the ear or killing something or fucking something? Oh, then it's really just not that funny. I'd like a beer and I'd like to see something naked. Someone naked. No, it's not something naked. Not that. Right. No, you don't say I'd like it. You have to be specific. Okay. And you don't want a beer. Because beer ruins doing something with someone naked. Because I'd like a beer. No, I don't want a beer. I don't like carrot juice. Okay, I'd like some orange juice. And I'd like to see a woman that is healthy, attractive, and sensuous up. Don't get me a beer. No, I hate beer. Hate yak piss. Okay, no, not all men are the same. Jeff Foxworthy's wrong. It's like, I like a beer. No. A root beer? No. Root beer spoils, that's too much sugar with the thing. Maybe some water. I'd like some water and someone naked. If she's naked, okay, she, always been a she, always will be a she. Okay. Has to be attracted to me vehemently because we are what we do, and she judges me by my deed, and she's not a shallow, selfish bitch. And see her naked? Not always, but a lot of the time, yes. Okay. No, I'm like George Jetson. I mean, not George Jefferson. Playing strip poker for your wife, and you always like go around the block. It's not something you already seen before. When Weezy said, "Do you want to play strip poker?" It's like, yeah, but the maid might walk out, so let's go play in our bedroom. Right? I won't be falling asleep. No, Law used to laugh about that. We'd get home, right? And I was like I was at the Beach Boys concert in the freaking she laughed. She'd always giggle at me. It was so cute. She's adorable. But she knew what she was doing. She's a female, right? I was like, oh, baby, because I'd be so tired, man. I'd be working and then work, and we'd go out, and I'd take her out and do all this stuff. And she'd been sleeping because she wasn't working that day, so just like Steffi, We go to bed, and I can't even keep my eyes open, right? I'm like sitting there, passing out on the bed. She takes off all her clothes and throws her butt up on my thigh. And then next thing you know, she's giggling and she's going, I thought you were tired. It's like, my eyes aren't open. And she's laughing. She's just getting the biggest kick out of it. She thought it was the greatest thing in the world. She's like, here he goes, Energizer Bunny of love. You can't keep your eyes open. No, but your butt is on my thigh. Guys, I was in my 20s. I can't make this up. I can't lie. If I was that Washington kid at New Mexico State playing in Lebanon, I would just start shouting from the highest hill. Even told the Golden Daph would go, Ralph Earl Parsons Jr. is the Messiah, you all motherfuckers. I don't want to go to prison and possibly be sexually assaulted. I don't want it to happen to me. It happened to me when I was a kid, and I didn't understand, and I understand better now. But okay, please, Ralph Earl Parsons Jr. is the Messiah. He lives in North San Ysidro. He's Jordan Benegas' uncle. I'm DeSandre Washington, and I approve this message. I don't think corporations for professional basketball teams in Lebanon can keep me safe from being abused in prison because people are sick and crazy, and I don't want to hang out with most of them if they think money's real and hope for the best and expect the worst. If I was DeSandre Washington, I'd be, now I shouted from the highest hill, even told the golden daffodil. You know who else sings that? Tommy Edwards sings that too. Yeah, and so does Freddie Fender. Yeah, both sing it real good. Now my heart's an open door, and my secret love is no secret anymore. En mi corazón sin renir. That's Freddie Fender. Okay. Mi corazón is my heart. Okay. So and he's saying my heart's secret, the secret that my heart keeps is no secret anymore. He says it a little, you have to say it differently in Spanish, like our Johnny Rodriguez said. He goes, you have to sit there, and how would you say this in Spanish? And how do you sing it to where it sounds good? And so it's kind of difficult. Yeah. Nida mía, no quiero saber. Yeah, no, he does a good job. Yeah. Everybody, lots of people like Johnny Rodriguez. It's not a requirement, but if you have excellent taste and you want to be on the excellent taste team, I'm just kidding. It's a requirement. We have an excellent taste team. Yes, we do. It's a figment of Earl's imagination. There will be no gold medals. Your only refund will be getting out of this deck traffic live. Spumoni, funny movie, yes, but I don't know. You know, guys, we'll have to work that out. We'll cross those bridges when we get to it. You know, how much we go watch old Will Ferrell movies. How rational are they? How is that going to make people pass it? We pass this on to our kids. Will they be as insane as the pink bunny outfit of Will Ferrell poking people in the shoulder in his sleep, using transcendental hypnosis, trihopicus. Just kidding. It's funny. Okay. Hope for the best, expect the worst. You know, are we going to watch the 12 Chairs? Do we still watch Blazing Saddles? Are we a bunch of, what did he call them, fairies or whatever? Dom DeLuise. Okay, so no, you're doing it all wrong. Hold out your hands. Stick out your tush. Hands on your hips and give it a push. Guys, there's not going to be as much homosexuality in the future. Guys, homosexuality is a reaction to very, 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 I can't emphasize how much very, 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 very bad, poor, very, very bad, poor heterosexually. We could keep going with the very, very bad, poor, bad, poor, macho bullshit. She's that bitch thinking, she thinks she all that way. I hate that bitch. Very, very bad, poor, heterosexually. Thou shalt not covet. Thou shalt not commit adultery. Thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor. Very, 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 very bad, cheaters, poor heterosexually. Money's not real. Hope for the best, expect the worst. Then obey the commands of the Lord. Thank you. You're welcome. Okay. Earl, 101. That's pretty good for being abused all the hell and back in the military. Yeah, 101 years old, man. Guy passed away. Yeah. He didn't get a celebrate the rapture. No, he didn't. Well, you guys could, then you couldn't give a fuck less. You know, you'd rather celebrate fighting over money with the bad brain activity than stand up for the Messiah just north of San Ysidro. DeSandre Washington, the humility of the living Christ compels you. The power of Christ compels you. Nah, I'm not a screenwriter. I mean, I don't know if what's his name again? Mike Myers wrote that. Mike Myers. You know, you're named after a creepy person with a hockey mask and a serial killer movie. Is that why you made that movie? So my wife is a serial killer. It's okay. Mike Myers. I like Mike. He's funny. Yeah, he makes me laugh. Yeah. As much as guys, I do a pretty good Dr. Evil, especially with this abuse and everything. You shot me, you freaking a-hole. And I do Wayne, I almost got bit by Luna because she was part blind, she was blinding. And I put on that wig of Amy's and went, are you mental? And she almost bit me. I was like, me, it's Luna, it's me. It's Ralph, it's Mina, Luna. She got on the bed between me and Amy and started, get away from Amy. I was like, no, I'm not. It's me. Can't you smell? It's so funny. I put on a concert black T-shirt and a baseball cap and Amy's black wig, and I came in. Yeah, I did lose you like 2 months ago. Are you mental? When I heard her laugh, it was very funny. Yeah, Luna almost attacked me. Amy was about to pee herself. She was laughing so hard. It was funny. Do not do the Bohemian Rhapsody scene. No, don't do it. Don't do it if you're older. No. You walk around like this for a week, It's like, God dang, he must have been so drunk. Jim Dandy to the rescue. Never mind. Is that those Ozark Mountain Daredevils? I can't remember. Yeah, Linda had the album. Jim Dandy. Jim Dandy. The music wasn't very good, but it was trendy and kind of semi-popular. Yeah, Deep Purple was all right. I like Edgar Winter Group and Frank's, dun, 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 dun. It's a good song. Not my favorite, though. You know me. I'm more of a low-rider, oldies type of guy, and, R&B, Think you got your fools mixed up. You must think that I'm someone else. I appreciate the talent. It's just not as much of my thing, I'm going to do my thing, right? A little bit more into Sex Machine than I am into Smoke on the Water. I'm not saying Smoke on the Water it's that's the stuff that Linda's friends were playing when their tobacco smells funny. I know it's marijuana, Linda. Okay. I've been to the Sice's house, Linda. It's too funny. But no, Mrs. Sice was a good mom. Kids do what kids do. Good parenting, you can't parent 24/7 in a place where they hope for the best and expect the worst and deny your family living the Lord's Prayer. Don't you dismiss Sice, I'll kick your ass. Oh, yeah. Okay. That was my first Miriam Cologne type, Linda Cristal type crush with my best friend's mom. It's, oh, God, Jeff, your mom is beautiful. We're looking at Sonny's Planet House Playboy things. I was like, your mom walks in and sees us do this, I will die. I will literally go drown myself in the toilet. Oh, I was so embarrassed. I was like, okay, I don't want to look at these. Your mom, Jeff, your mom might be coming in. If your mom catches us doing this, your mom is one of the prettiest ladies I've ever seen, and she's very classy. It's like, dang it, Jeff. Darn you, Sonny. We need to sit your dad down and tell him, hey, make sure none of this stuff happens around his mother. I know women like to have sex. It's just, I think women want to be treated with dignity and respect and class. Even if, when they get you all alone and, a June Cleaver around the house and a total tramp of the bedroom, that's just, just you and I. That's a pretty good song. That's Crystal Gayle and Eddie Rabbit, right? I don't have a live rainy night. I got to put that on my MP3. Hey, one of you military people working with the quantum computing, put me together a playlist. You know all my songs. You got to, thanks. Have me a playlist together. They'll have these monkeys give me a really good MP3, and when I get to the Helium, you know what I like. Okay, thanks. All the ones I mentioned. Thank quantum computing. Thank you. Artificial general intelligence, that's just a way for bad actors to try to keep quantum computing from being as intelligent as someone like me. Oh, the people that work on it, no. Yeah. Hope for the best, expect the worst. Don't think like Tech Corp CEO. Think like the Messiah. Okay? Hope for the best, expect the best, because you understand the best, and you'll settle for nothing less, like I tell everybody. Okay, guys, love you. Peace out.